Welcome back to the SSL Family Dad channel. Today we are out in the first year garden. So this is the garden we have down the hill here on the homestead. This is the first year we've planted this garden. It is fresh and it needs still a lot of work. But the one thing that always grows well for us in raised beds with our the soil mix that we have used for years is potatoes. Potatoes have always been an easy grow for us in the soil mix. And so I wanted to take you through harvesting the potatoes today, see what we get out of our first year garden, and also talk a little bit about when to harvest potatoes. So why do we like potatoes and kind of a little quick guide on how to grow them, I guess, and when they are ready to harvest. So let's take a look at what we have here. We actually have two different varieties of potatoes behind me. They're at different stages, and so it's easy for us to show the difference between when they're not ready and when they are. So here is the first year garden. This is the Oli raised beds that we put in this year, all purchased from Amazon. Great little products. They work really well for us. So this one here, you can see, looks brown and dead. This was all full of potatoes, as well as the back half of this whole U-shaped raised bed, so the back half there. And then on the far side there, you have a different variety of potato that we planted that you can see is at a different stage. So this variety of potato has these are yellow potatoes, or I think they're Yukon Golds if I remember correctly, but these actually have a longer growth time. They take a longer time to mature, but they also generally produce a bigger potato at the end of the season. So these are almost a full season plant here in Michigan. Whereas the red potatoes that we planted over here, those are a shorter season. So they actually mature in 70 days or something, and they're ready. So a couple quick facts about potatoes. Potatoes, what we're actually harvesting is not actually the seed. The potatoes that we are going to harvest today are actually a tuber. They're part of the root. They're a root crop, like a carrot or a radish or a turnip or something like that. They're very similar to those. What we harvest is actually not the seed, although, just like many other things in the wild, like a tomato plant, for instance, if you cut off a branch of it and plant it in the ground, it will root into a new potato plant. Several types of trees will often root and start new trees from the roots of the tree. Same thing with potatoes. If you actually save your potatoes, you can cut them into pieces and you can replant them the next year, and they call them seed potatoes. So that's what we started with this year. But they also potatoes do produce actual seeds. I'm trying to see if I can find any on these plants. I don't see any here. But sometimes in midsummer, you'll see some white flowers or yellow flowers appear on your potato plants. And then what will happen is they'll actually set a fruit, which is a little black kind of tomato-looking thing. And inside that tomato-looking thing is actual potato seeds. So if you were to pick those at the end of the season, cut them open and harvest the seeds and dry them, you would actually be able to grow a potato plant. So this would be very similar to a tomato plant. So if you were to take a tomato and cut it open, you could harvest all of the seeds from that tomato, and you could replant those for another tomato plant. Now, the genetics would be different from what comes out of this tomato, the seeds from this tomato, from the original, we'll call it the mother plant. It would be a little different. So because this was pollinated from another tomato plant, you get the genetics of both of them, or you get other types of genetics in when you pollinate that way, open pollination. Potato plants, when they grow from the seeds, if you harvest those seeds, those little black berries, and you take the seed out of that and plant a potato plant, it would be very similar. It would grow a genetically similar plant, but it would have different traits. When we grow from the actual tuber, the actual potato, the seed potato, we are getting a genetically a clone of the original plant. It has the same genetics as that original plant, and so year after year you'll get the same types of plants. Just a note, those little berries that grow on a potato plant are not edible. They're not edible. They actually have some stuff in them that's not good for you. So don't eat those. Not good for you. So how do you know when you're ready to harvest your potatoes? Well, these ones are not ready. They are still growing, they're still green, they are still healthy plants, and I don't support them or anything. I just let them grow wild and fall over the edges of the raised beds. That's totally fine, and they tend to grow thick enough where I don't really have to weed them at all, which is wonderful as well. These ones are ready. Once the plant will turn brown, it will die away, and it will look just like this. these are done. They are ready to harvest. Now you can leave these potatoes in the ground for a decent amount of time before you actually have to harvest them. They'll preserve right in the ground as long as they don't have any sunshine, any uncovered potatoes. So if you have a potato like that sitting in there with the sunshine on it, they'll start to turn green, and then you want to cut that piece off. It doesn't wreck the whole thing though. But as long as they're covered by dirt and you don't have any potatoes popping out, they'll actually store pretty well in the soil for a decent amount of time. So you can harvest them kind of as you need them if you'd like to do that, and leave them right in the soil. I talked about this when I planted, but the soil mix that we use here has this perlite in it, or vermiculite. This actually is helps to keep the soil really loose. This is composted manure, a little bit of sphagnum peat moss, and then this vermiculite. And this is the absolute best stuff for harvesting potatoes. Now you'll notice the soil is very dry. I have not watered it in a couple days because I'm ready to harvest, and I don't want muddy soil. I would love to have some nice dry, loose soil to harvest these potatoes, and they don't need water right now. So we've kept the water off this area of the garden for a few days, and we're ready to start pulling these things out of the ground. The best way to do this is to start by pulling the plants out, get all this vegetation cleared out. You'll get some potatoes out that way, and then just start at one end of the bed and work your way through. So let's see how many potatoes we get out of this bed and the back half of this one. All right, so that's one bed here, and then I guess we'll call this half of one here. All harvested. So it looked like you saw the first one. I didn't show a video of harvesting the second bed there, but this one had a ton of really small potatoes, and I think that you can see how low the level is of the soil. I think what happened with this planting, this is again the first year with this bed, I mixed the soil. It was nice and fluffy. It settled down quite a bit, and it was actually a little bit too shallow for those potatoes. So the trick with potatoes is the deeper you can get them, the further the plant will grow up through the soil and root off the edges. That's where all those tubers come from, all the potatoes. So you want to plant them deeper, not too deep, but not too shallow. So there's a sweet spot, and I think we end up too shallow here. Now over here it seemed to be a little deeper, and we seem to get a lot more larger size potatoes. So here's what we ended up with. Probably about maybe 25-30 pounds, but we've got quite a few pretty good size potatoes. Red potatoes are smaller anyway. This is a nice size one. So there's quite a bit of the large ones, but don't discount these little guys. The SSL family mom was just down here, and she said, they sell bags of these new potatoes at the store for quite a bit. Even have a bunch of these really little ones. And so tonight, this is the treat. These are the best. We'll take all these little ones and we'll throw those in a frying pan and saute them up with some butter or some olive oil and some salt and pepper. And those make an amazing little meal. So we've got tons of these in here. Those will go for just one meal, but the rest of these we will preserve and use over the next few months. So one of the tricks that I try to use is planting the different varieties. So you can look at the bag of seed potatoes when you plant, and it'll normally tell you the days to maturity. So if you get a couple different varieties, or maybe even a few different varieties, they will kind of be harvesting at different times of your season, and that helps tremendously. You don't want to have everything coming in at once. You got tomatoes, you got peppers, you got this, you got that, and then you've got too much to preserve and you end up wasting things. So staggering those things out is good. So these ones will be ready probably in the next 3 or 4 weeks, and then we'll come down and do the same thing with them. So the next step with these potatoes is to preserve them. Now there's a few different ways that you can preserve your potatoes. We tend to just wash them off. We'll rinse all these off, get all the dirt and stuff off. You don't necessarily have to do that step, but we just tend to like to do that. Make sure there's no bugs or anything like that in any of the potatoes. Get them all cleaned up. Leave the skins on, and then lay them out on some paper bags or something like that on a table to dry. Let them dry out real nice, and then you can put them right back in a bin like this and just put them in a cool, dry place. You can put them in smaller bags, not plastic bags, but paper bags, and separate it out by pieces of paper, layers at a time. You can make a few layers in a paper bag and put those in a pantry or up on a shelf, and they'll preserve for quite a few months that way, as long as they aren't humid. As long as your air conditioning's on in your home, or you have a dehumidifier or something like that, wherever they are, they'll stay. They won't rot. There are, of course, a couple other things you can do. You can freeze dry, which actually we're going to experiment with. So there'll be a video on freeze drying some potatoes, making some things that we can fry or add to soups and stews and other things like that down the road. So we'll try freeze drying some. That's one way. And then another common way is to actually process them into French fries or some kind of potato chip or waffle fries or something, which I may try this year. I hope I have time to. And you actually process them, boil them, and flash fry them, and then freeze them, and then they are ready for, just like you go to the freezer section and get a bag of French fries or waffle fries, and then just reach in your freezer, grab a bag of pre-prepared waffle fries or French fries, and throw them in the oven or fry them up, and you have for yourself a nice snack. So, and there are lots of other ways to preserve potatoes as well, but that's just some of the ways that we have or will be doing it this year for this season. First year harvest of potatoes, first year soil, all these things. The soil in your garden gets better and better over time. And so this is a mediocre harvest. This is somewhere in the middle range of what we normally get. And every year we'll add more compost to the soil. We'll prepare the soil a little bit better. We can re-till through these beds, add some fresh nutrients, and plant deeper, and we'll get a better harvest next year. Same with our traditional garden space here. I'll take you guys through probably more towards maybe in a few weeks here when we do more harvesting. This stuff grew okay. It's not bad. Most of it's a little less productive than we normally get in our more established garden space, but the soil's just not ready yet. It takes a few years to really get good soil going, especially when you have, this is what we started with, where the grass doesn't even grow. Same with a lot of the other stuff back here. We've had mediocre results. We've harvested quite a few peas and things like that, but these didn't really grow very well. Not a lot of nutrients in the soil here either, and they do get a little less sun than I had hoped on the backside of this edge of the garden here, as well as with the corn. That certainly won't produce anything for us this year, but we'll try again next year and keep working on the soil. Potatoes, one of, if not our favorite thing to plant here in our gardens every year. So they're very easy to grow, they're very productive, they require very little weeding and maintenance, which is wonderful, and they produce a lot of food for you. So potatoes obviously are very nutritious, they're easy to store, you don't have to do a bunch of canning and all that kind of stuff. You just clean them up, dry them out, and put them away, they're done. So they're an easy, great thing to grow, especially for beginner gardeners. Hopefully this answered some questions if you're a first-time grower or looking to plant or grow potatoes. Now, of course, it's different in other environments. You have warmer climates and colder climates. We're here in Michigan. We don't have a long growing season, and so this is what we do here. Let me know if you have any other tips and tricks to share with me or everyone else that's watching. Throw your comments down below. Don't forget to hit thumbs up on the video today. Subscribe if it's your first time here. Love to have you tag along. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good one.